So one thing that I want to cover with you guys is to make sure before you start on a major project, to make sure that you've got your workspace comfortable. You want to make sure you got your tools kind of close by. What I always like to do is throw down one of these Harbor Freight mats right here, or area rug if you got that. Oh yeah, working on the golf cart right now, so just excuse that. Anyway, make sure that you got everything really nice, neat, and organized as much as possible. I've always tried to do this before I start on a major project because it just makes things go so much better. Guys, nothing motivates you like having your stuff together. So let's say you guys have a head gasket job you need to do on your car, and you're kind of dreading it, right? You're like, oh man, it's cold, or it's too hot. My garage is a mess. My tools are scattered. Go out, clean your workspace up as best you can, organize your tools, and if you have like a roll around toolbox or just any type of roll around anything that you can get up next to you, lay all the tools that you know you're gonna need out, and lay some extra out too because you're gonna need those. Roll it up to your workspace and try to have everything out here that you're gonna need. You don't have to wake up motivated. You can make your own motivation. You have to set yourself up for success. When you do that, jobs become so much easier and so much more fun. Also, guys, there's nothing like new tools. New tools make you want to work on something. I mean, we're all human, right? That's just the way it goes. So you can go to Harbor Freight, pick yourself up one of these little cheap like sets. Hold on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. 90% of the stuff that I work on, I use this little tray right here. I know it's crazy, I've got other tools. Guys, that's all you need for the most part. I mean, you're gonna get into some specialty stuff. I mean, we all know that, but that's generally all you need. So reward yourself. Go to Harbor Freight or something like that. Pick yourself up some little tools. And guys, I don't wanna hear the whole argument about Harbor Freight and China stuff. Everything's made in China now, so you pretty much can scratch that. Go buy you some Craftsman. Guess where it's made. I'm trying to help the guys that maybe don't have a lot of extra money, like myself. You can go pick up tools like this and make you feel better about the next job that you got to do. Also, music may be a good motivator for you. Music's usually a good motivator for everybody. So what I suggest, throw you on some good tunes. Don't throw on something that's gonna like piss you off and get you upset. Throw on something that maybe you wouldn't listen to around your friends, right? Maybe you wouldn't ride around with your windows down blaring it. That's cool, you can do that. Get outside, turn you on some good tunes, and get set up. I'll tell you something else that works really good. These little plastic fold-out tables, these like kind of half tables that are only like 4 feet wide, and you can fold them up. You can pick those up relatively cheap, and I know some people don't have garages and shops and toolboxes that you can roll around, but what you can do, pull that thing outside, throw your tools on it, put it right beside you, and I promise you it's gonna make things so much better. Anytime you're working on something like this, that's like a daunting task, right? You really just don't wanna get out here, you don't wanna get dirty, you just don't wanna do this. Nobody wants to do this, right? It sucks. But as you can see, this is pretty dirty right now. We've got oil, we've got grease, we've got the old orange RTV. I can't believe nobody commented on my orange RTV yet. Most people hate that stuff. Most people use gray. What I'm gonna do tonight is get out here, clean everything up real good first, come over here, clean the head up, and then after that, we're gonna really get busy. We're gonna make sure that we don't get our hands super filthy, right? You wanna work as clean as possible. I'm aware that we're gonna get dirty. Expect that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can make your area a little bit better. You don't want to be picking up the same thing 100 times and it be greasy every time. Clean your tools, clean all your parts. And I know that this is silly with just a mat right here. It serves no purpose, but it feels good on the bottom of my feet. It gets you off the concrete, feels a little cozy, right? Nothing wrong with feeling a little bit cozy in your work area if you can. It's kind of cold here right now, so I'm about to cut the heater on, heat this shop up. We're gonna get this thing a little bit warmer, knock the chill out of the air, and I'm gonna get out here, turn on some music, and turn some wrenches. And you know what? If I don't finish it today, it's okay. Like I said, it's all about making things useful, and it makes you just want to kind of come out and spend time in your shop, in your garage, wherever it is. Another thing you can do is run by like your local O'Reilly's, AutoZone, anywhere like that, and pick up cans of brake cleaner. When you get you some extra money, you got some extra coin in your pocket, go pick up 4 or 5 cans of these right here. They're only $2 or $3 a piece, and have them on hand. Also, something else that'll make your life a lot easier. Thanks to my brother Hayden, he put me on this stuff, this graphite lubricant from John Deere. Man, this stuff is great. It's nice to have on hand. You'd be surprised how well this stuff works. I've got it on this, and look, see my finger? Clean, watch. Look at that, guys. That is spray on graphite. It hardly comes off. This stuff is so good. Watch this. These things come from Harbor Freight. They are as stiff as they can be when you first get them, but check that out. Just with ease, guys, with ease. Picked up a few other things right here. We got our nice little oil drain that we can hook the air up to and pump the oil out of it. We got our Harbor Freight transmission jack. We made some changes up front. I finally got all my stuff painted up, and guys, it just makes you feel better. It's like we talked. And we painted the pegboard back here to match this wall. And I went ahead and epoxied this. I felt like we got enough stuff on it now that we can go ahead and epoxy it, and it's almost dry. There's some dirt in here. Check it out, guys. Stains under here. And a lot of this stuff, guys, the kids wrote. Just, I love that. The wife made me some cool little emblems to go right here, and we got that. So yeah, it's just really cool to come out, fix up your work area. I know that we just got to shop, and I know that I'm probably more motivated now than ever, but I was super motivated whenever I was in that garage. As cramped as it was, as tight as it was, doesn't matter. Motivation is up here, right? This is how you stay motivated. You can come out and do little things for yourself, sure, and kind of amp up the motivation, but it's all still up here in your head, right? You ever bought a new pair of shoes and you just feel better about yourself? As soon as you walk out of the store, you just got a swagger to you that you didn't have before. Well, it's the same concept. Do something with your work area. I don't care if all you do is hang up a sign or two, like back here. I did the same thing in my garage. I went through my garage every so often, and I would reorganize it and make it look better. And it just made me want to get out and work more. So I'm just trying to keep you guys motivated. Maybe you've got an upcoming project like this that you don't really want to do. And also, only do what you want to do, guys. Don't do what the internet tells you to do. We've covered this before. So let's say you have the same issue I have. You get on the internet, you start looking around, and you see that everybody is telling you you need to pull both heads off, you need to send them to the machine shop, you need to put MLS gaskets on here, you need to put head studs. But let's say you don't have gasket and head stud money. Well, what do? Well, you got two options. Well, actually three. You can go ahead, buy you a cheap gasket. The 9333 Fel Pros are really good, super cheap gaskets. You can throw one of those on the car, one gasket, since that's all that blew. Get yourself back on the road for 30, 40 bucks, somewhere along those lines. Depending on your intake gaskets, a lot of times you can reuse those, guys. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. I've done it for years and years, and they will work. If they're torn, if they're really worn, or they're hard, then absolutely go ahead and change those out. But my point is this. You can also wait until you get the money for the studs and the money for the MLS gaskets, and you can wait. A lot of times what happens is people lose motivation in the process of the waiting. Well, I don't want you guys to do that. So if you truly just want to throw it together the way it is, then throw the damn thing together. Who's to tell you not to do that? So don't let anybody get inside of your head and tell you what you need to do or what you don't need to do. You do what's feasible for you and what's going to keep you motivated and keep you happy. I'm not telling you guys to half-ass what it is you're doing. Please don't misunderstand what I'm telling you. I am just saying if you don't have the money and you don't have the means, don't wait a year sometimes before you can buy the parts that you need to finish your project up. Go ahead and do it. Like, this is a total of about a 3.5 hour job from start to finish with this head gasket, somewhere along those lines. You know what? It's a 3.5 hour job. If it bites me in the butt later on, it just does. If you ever need to, pick the phone up, call a friend, put them on speakerphone, talk your way through it, do whatever it is you need to do. Get on YouTube, watch some videos if you need to. But stay motivated, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.